How's it going, everybody? Thank you very much for hanging out for a little while. I'm Orlando Ruiz Jr. Welcome to another classic movie review. So this is my review of Serpico, one of my favorite Al Pacino films. This came out in 1973, and this was directed by Sidney Lumet. Sidney Lumet has directed some great films. I have reviewed a couple of his movies on this channel if you want to check those out. I have reviewed 12 Angry Men and Dog Day Afternoon from 1975, another great Al Pacino movie that Sidney Lumet directed. And like Dog Day Afternoon, Serpico is also based on a true story. The character of Frank Serpico is very likable, very sympathetic. He's a person that just wants to do the job by the book. And watching this film, you really come to sort of admire and respect those qualities. And Al Pacino brings a lot of humanity, as he always does, and makes the person feel real. There's a great scene where Pacino's character shows compassion for someone he's arrested after seeing that he's been beaten by some cops. And he takes him out and gets him a cup of coffee and just sort of has a talk with him. And sort of just kind of a one-on-one, man-to-man kind of talk from one guy to another. And it's a really great scene and one that always sticks in my mind when I think of great Al Pacino scenes. It's a great performance all throughout the movie, but that one scene is one that I always think of because it shows a side to Pacino that you don't see in a lot of his movies where he's, always kind of intimidating and kind of loud and like angry and stuff. And the character of Frank Serpico is actually kind of a humble, quiet guy. Early on in the film, the character of Serpico establishes himself as an honest cop when he doesn't take money from his partner who's offering him his share of bribe money. And his partner sort of looks at him sideways, and there are certain people all throughout the movie that don't like this side of him. And it all kind of culminates to something that happens in the third act that I don't want to give away, but yeah, his intentions of being an honest cop have consequences that, frankly, it's sad that that's just what this guy had to go through. But because he wanted to do things by the book and just be a good person, because this film is based on a true story, it doesn't feel very Hollywood. It feels more like whenever they're in the police patrol scenes, like it's sort of day in the life kind of stuff. And a lot of the uh, police scenes in the police station feel very authentic because this is based on a true story and because it takes place in New York in the early 70s. This movie has a real down-to-earth, gritty feel to it. I enjoy movies that have kind of a realistic feel to them, and this is definitely one of those kinds of movies. And because it is based on true events, things don't sort of happen the way you expect. Not formulaic in terms of like shoot 'em ups or car chases. It's nothing like that at all. It's a story of a guy, and all the cop scenes in the department or when he's busting people out in the street, they feel very much like day in the life sort of situations. That's not to say that there aren't exciting moments in this film. There are some pretty exciting moments whenever he is on the street, busting some perps, being a good cop. And I can see this movie inspiring some people back in the day when this came out to maybe want to be a police officer. And then I can also see it also maybe being a deterrent because this does show what would happen to somebody if they're a good cop around a bunch of bad apples. And as this movie progresses, it does show the outcome of that situation. And I don't want to give away anything that happens in the end, but I just want to say his outlook on being just a moral cop, an honest cop, it has its consequences by the end of the film, and it takes a toll on him as a person. And there are interviews and articles you can find and read about when it comes to Frank Serpico and his story. And I just really enjoy the vibe of this movie. I enjoy 70s movies. I enjoy New York movies, early um, 70s movies that have that gritty vibe, and you give me a movie like that that's based on a true story and Al Pacino in the main part, you have gold there. You definitely have something worth watching over and over again. So yeah, this is one of those classics that I talk about whenever I talk about Al Pacino movies. It is definitely one of my favorites and highly recommend it. This is a 4-star classic. I'm sure that this is a movie that can be found on streaming, whether you have to rent it or whether you can watch it on Paramount Plus. I assume that because this is a Paramount Pictures movie. But like I'm always saying, hard copies are out there. That's Al Pacino, and that beard looks pretty good with a beard too. And yeah, this is a pretty iconic poster actually, and I'm really glad that they kept it for the Blu-ray. Thank you very much for watching this classic movie review. Please look out for the next review, and please like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. Please share, comment. What are your favorite police cop movies or favorite Al Pacino movies? I'd love to hear your thoughts, and if you have any thoughts on Serpico, be glad to hear them if you've already seen it. And if you haven't, I hope you do check it out because Al Pacino, you can't go wrong, ever. So thank you very, very much, and please be safe out there. Take care, and God bless.